Hey Mitch, please look at r/USDTs that are cipher forming with PCZ near an inflection. I'm trying to learn my harmonics, but I love your TA.
Hey, Olivia. Hey, Trados. Thanks for the $22 super chat. We'll look at it. Thank you. I appreciate it. On this not so good Tuesday. It was not a turnaround Tuesday, not for crypto and definitely not for equities, where equities hit pretty much their lows of the day at closing bell. So trying to get my audio levels established well so there's no problems, so everyone's happy. Please understand, if you did not watch the interview I did with Scott Carney with Paula T. Webb, it is like almost mandatory. I'm gonna be really disappointed if you don't go listen to that. Yeah, it took like 3 hours to get everything set up. Shaylin had to do rendering and stuff, so I just posted it when it was ready. It happened to be like 11 o'clock at night, so obviously there hasn't been that much exposure on it, so at least my own subscribers should watch that. It's invaluable, and people in here could attest to that. So trading is not just about technical analysis, which is the main emphasis here, but we also talk about not having expectations and remaining focused. When you're going to trade, you want that to be it. You don't want to be, at a soccer game or a football game, or even be caring about football when you're trading. And you really don't want to be leaving. You want to be in a certain environment when you're trading, right? And a specific amount of time spent trading per day so you can balance the rest of your life. That's all talked about in this podcast from the legend herself, Paula T. Webb. You got to check it out. Sorry, I have to push that because it's so good.
T.S. Eliot tipped $25. Stay on target. Wait for the confirmation. Be ready to execute. Interview with Paula and Carney was insane. Thank you. Thank you.
T.S. Eliot, thanks for 25. Stay on target. Yeah, dude. So what is going on right now with Bitcoin? Well, we're looking at the daily chart, and our very critical areas are highlighted in gray, so you can clearly see the price action earlier before the stream was getting below it. That's not good, but some bids came in and Bitcoin's not below it right now. Give it time. This is a major area of congestion where all kinds of things are happening, right? People that were short covering, some people are taking longs. Stop hunting's going on pretty clearly, but you're above the level. I mean, in the level, the bottom of the level. Why is this an important level? Look at the price action for the first time in history, January 8th, where traders settled up at their highest point ever back then. Right before that was nothing, man. And then after that, you just had price action correlation a multitude of times. May 26th, June 16th. Even July 30th, and here we are once again. It's going to go in the history books as another time where Bitcoin regarded this level, hopefully as support, September 21st, going on the 22nd, after a lower high on the daily and 4-hour was manufactured, created, whatever, at 48.5, 66% retrace from the previous side of low. But, there might be an ABCD, a reciprocal ABCD going on it. ABCD. So you're getting near the very bottom of an ABCD. So that's good. That's your daily. We go to the 4-hour. You made your lowest 4-hour candle close since August 6th. And you've caught a bounce, but that's not much of a bounce if you're looking at the 4-hour. Maybe it looks more significant on the 60-minute, but 4 hours, nothing yet. What about the hammer, the red hammer that was painted yesterday, manifested into literally nothing before rolling over again? So don't know if there's enough of an edge to really be saying, hey, it's time to take action, but you are extremely oversold. You are the most oversold on Bitcoin on the 4-hour. At least about an hour ago, you were at the lowest point since August 6th, I believe. No, it was way before that. It was 1 year ago, over a year. It was the lowest RSI you've seen on the 4-hour since September 4th, when Bitcoin had a big correction, Bitcoin and altcoins, but it was only to make a higher low than previous low, then another higher low, the corn moon that was last night, Did you not feel it in your blood? Your emotionalism was at its highest point. That gravity was theoretically pulling on your emotions and everything else. So anyway, eventually it all went okay, but man, there were like good news driven catalysts a month later. But now it's just SEC, what's his name, Gensler or whatever, talking about a reckoning's coming for crypto, and you know, there needs to be regulation and all these things, right? And then the macro, and then Evergrande defaulting. They're going to default, and they're probably not going to get bailed out. I mean, they might, but and it is the season for stock market crashes and all that. October is normally when major crashes occur. The only time it didn't really occur was, you know, COVID crash. So yeah, it's just a lot of gross and it's just a lot of uncertainty going on. People are scared, and there might be a reason, you know, or there might be something looming, okay? And I'll show you real quick, because there's a lot of assets that have made a lot of disgusting moves down. But look at this. I mean, this has been painted since this high was created June 7th, and we started sliding back below a major inflection point. This is Bitcoin volatility, the BVOL. And there was a beautiful bearish Gartley that occurred, and the pattern completion zone, it was a little bit exceeded. The reversal occurred, though, during the COVID crash. And, you know, you were at the top threshold of the range, and now you're at the bottom threshold of the range, kind of, and there's this beautiful, very significant XABCD M shape, and you're pretty much at the pattern completion zone of it. So if this was gonna reverse here, that means that volatility will be rising soon. It already has begun to rise a little bit. So you think between 41 and 106, straight up, straight down for the most part. Well, you could be going up again. Volatility could be coming once more in this space. So that's real. I mean, you know, and then we'll just take a gander back at Bitcoin dominance. As you can see, with all this movement, Bitcoin dominance is still kind of just trying to paint that pivot point, that second low, that reversal low after all the exhaustion identified. So no movement really. Yeah, I know it's slow, man, for sure. This is the daily. Yeah, Powell's talking tomorrow, so I mean that probably could have been cause for the stalling and no turnaround Tuesday for equities yet. People are just waiting. So let's take a. Hey, this is a big development, right? What do we all like, chat?
I like turtles.
That's right, we all like totals, and totals has officially achieved a successful back test, really for the first time, you know, after a run up and hitting other levels. It's come back testing that old high from February as support, also hitting the 200-day simple moving average for the first time since August 6th. And it does seem very possible. I don't know, I mean, this was a little different than Ethereum and Bitcoin, where the reciprocal A, B, C, D isn't near deep enough, I don't think, you know, if I was just to plot it here. Dang, I take that back. That's a 1272. I mean, you're in the midst of a reciprocal ABCD here. You go 1272, could be 1414, or even a 1618. Bitcoin and Ethereum are closer to the 1618s, but can't ignore that. Can't ignore reciprocal ABCD. Scott Carney literally has like a chapter in his book, his harmonic book, volume 3, discussing the best bullish 5-0s, which we are now pretty much at the pattern completion zone of the bullish 5-0. We weren't yesterday. You understand that? 2 days ago, we weren't there. Even this day, September 7th on the wick low, we were not at a pattern completion zone technically of a bullish 5-0. From the low to the high, that's how we anchor. We have officially, so we have Jesus chimes for at least hitting the PCZ of this 5-0, which is 1.776 trillion. You've done it, man. So you understand what I'm talking about. I wish I had the visual virtually. Does someone have that visual in his book of the 5-0 reciprocal ABCD so I could show it on stream so everyone benefits and all that. Be great. Oh, double Jesus chimes. What's up, Stash Man?
Little Stash tip $25. Hi Mitch, do you mind taking a look at Flex/USDT chart on KuCoin? It broke out of that range that you previously plotted out, and is holding above 50 RSI on the daily, with hidden bullish divergence on the 12 hours MACD. Thoughts?
Dang, man. Well, I don't know, dude. I wouldn't be looking at these micro cap S coins that I've never heard of before, or at least only heard of that one time you requested it last time. I'd be looking at the bigger market cap coins. Anyway, but yeah, we can add to the list certainly, man. Of course, and sounds like there might be some education going on there. Yeah. Okay, so maybe in the Patreon chat someone could post it. I know we have what the 5-0 is. Matthew D I think posted that a little earlier. Let's see if you want to see the visual on that. This is in his book too, okay? Make no mistake, this is there, right? The bullish 5-0. The B point, the pattern completion zone is the D point, the 50% retrace, okay? And you look right here, right? I mean, the 50% retrace 5-0 right there. And a 1272 VIP extension locally. Let's hear things. I heard a phantom noise. Whoa, dude. I'm losing it. But in his book, okay, he talks about the C to D wave on the 5-0 ends up being this. The strongest ones end up being the A, B, C, D. When you go from the C, this is the C wave here. This goes to the D wave. All right. I think hopefully eventually someone will yeah, there's no zero on the TradingView harmonic tool. I understand that. So that's like, it's not a big deal, really. It would be a big deal if we were, I mean, for the sake of education, it would be incredible if TradingView could implement it. But like a bullish 5-0 or a 5-0 tool where it does the 0x A, B, C, D, it's okay. It's not. Anyway, so all right, let's move on, I guess. Where you just don't, I mean, we're at levels where major reversals would make plenty of sense, but you just saw what Bitcoin did, right? This one's awesome. This is awesome, okay? Ethereum, undeniable bullish or bear shark pattern. Okay, you reverse pretty much of the pattern completion zone, 87% instead of 886. Okay, it happens. 3% threshold's fine. And what have you done? Right, you've exceeded a 50% retrace. You have exceeded the pattern completion zone here of the bullish 5-0, unfortunately. But as you can see, we have an ABCD, a reciprocal ABCD in development. The A, the B, the C, and the D. At a, it's pretty much a 1414 between 1414 and 1618. Does seem like it would not be weird to go a little bit lower to test the 200-day simple moving average for the first time since July 26th. And if you did that, you're testing that critical simple moving average. You would also be hitting a 1.618 fib extension, which is having a C point of a 61% retrace, 65% retrace. You'd think 1618 would make plenty of sense. So you got that going. I mean, it's real, but I hate the fact that you did definitely breach a critical inflection point, $2,900 to $3,000. You're below it now, and it does seem very, very real possibility that this is going to get a candle close confirmation breakdown today in 1 hour and 35 minutes. It sucks, dude. Unless Bitcoin does something miraculous, which it does rarely, but it's happened before. But you just can't be arrogant to say, oh, it's certain already. You say it's a certain breakdown when the candle closes always, right? So maybe when there's a minute left, I could be arrogant and say that, but not quite yet. Just doesn't look that great. All right, and you got a candle high close at 25.15. We knew if you broke this inflection zone where you were headed, it was 2,500. You're getting pretty close. You got close enough. Your lows today, 26.50. What's another 150 points, man, nothing. Not at these levels. So it would be and also, what else would that level be? Not just the local 1.618 of the ABCD, not just the 200-day simple moving average, but also from the lowest point of the structure of the shark to the highest point. That's how we anchor for retraces. It would be literally confluent with the 61.8% retrace. That's $2,600 right there. So you have, do you see the confluence? All of it right there. It will be interesting to see what kind of reaction occurs once we get there, if we do. If Bitcoin breaks 40,665, it's gonna happen. Like, there's no way it's not gonna happen. Okay. So yeah, I mean, fear is really high right now. I could imagine if there was a fear greed index, it would be definitely on the fear side and could be getting nuts, right? Just how, like, on the 4-hour and 60-minute time scales, you were so severely oversold. I'm sure that might have something to do with fear greed. I don't know. The aggregate up, one part of the aggregate. Yeah, dude. I mean, that's real too. I mean, people were talking about a fractal. Oh yeah, dude. Bitcoin fractal. Yeah, like, you're talking about the time frame between February and May. Same picture. Yeah, it's just a smaller version of it, a fractal, right? I mean, the peak February 20th was the same peak August 14th. Then you had a peak March 13th. You had a higher peak August 22nd. Then you had your highest peak April 14th, and then you had your highest peak locally September 7th, right? 1, 2, 3. Then a major sell-off. Major sell-off. Thanks, El Salvador. They bought the dip again today, chat, or yesterday. And they're continuing to lose on their dip buying. Anyway, so what happened after the dump? You had a attempted rally to the first level. Okay. Bitcoin attempted a rally to the first level, which was that August 14th level. It hit it. Kind of exceeded a little bit. Minor upthrusts. Same thing happened in May. And a big dump, and this is where we are. If you're considering this a fractal, we're on this wave down right now, which should be a larger dump. And that's like what could be concerning about this level. Will 40,665 hold? I think people did it like this. I don't know. This might be a waste of time or something. You know, it's like 1, 2, I think like this. This is what they did. This one did 3. I don't know, then the dump was like 4, and then you had 5 here. And you just do the same thing over here. It's like 1, 2. It's not really like, oh, okay. Now what do we do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, 4 and then 5. Like that. Yeah, that's pretty real. Pretty real fractal there. Crypto fear greed's at 27. Okay, cool.
OMG. Hold or fold. Daily and weekly MACD still positive.
What's up, Kirk, man? Thanks for the 20. We'll look at OMG that pumped and dumped. And this is what happens with these anomalies, right? It was a lone anomaly on the market. And, you know, it had its fun, but it's like that probably, if Bitcoin dumps again, it's not going to last. Eventually people are going to sell. So, they did. It's down today. One of the worst losers of the day. Well, at least on my watch list is down 13.41%. That's awful, right? But the thing is, assets like FTM and Tezos and HBAR, they did not pump like OMG double-digit percentage points the past couple days. They had already begun their correction, and they're continuing to correct, and they're also down double-digit percentage points today. So most assets getting wrecked. Theta's the only one on this watch list of my multiple ones that is in the green. Hex was actually in the green. It's only down 0.44%. That's pretty good. So what would be number 6, right? This would be 6, chat, that we're just talking about, you know, the fractal stuff. Like that'd be 6. So what was the percentage losses? Whew. From 3 to 6. 53% drawdown. God. We do a 50% drawdown. Man, that's rough. 50% drawdown. How's that? I guess that's real. Yeah. I don't know if we can measure it that way. I'm not really. This is not how I do my analysis. This is just like for fun, entertainment, right? Like what do you? It's like 6 is gonna be wherever this last wave bottoms out at. I don't know where that'll be. Okay, no idea. Maybe you get a back test, God, and maybe you think about just this is if 40K doesn't hold, which it might not. I have no clue. There's nothing implying that it will hold, right? There's no like really strong bullish development like on the oscillators currently on significant time scales at this critical level. So it's like, you could look at it like a bat pattern or shark, whatever, because they're the same PCZs. And 886 on Bitcoin takes you all the way down to 32K. So if this, all right, if 40K doesn't hold, that makes complete sense. Why? Why does that make too much freaking sense of this harmonic structure here? Because the only price action you normally get between 30K and 40K is straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. One time you didn't before going back down, then straight up again, right? So if you break 40K resoundingly with volume, with, conviction or something, and there's confirmation and back test of that level as resistance again, yeah, dude, 32K seems like a very real possibility. And guess what? If that happens, that's really bad news for old Plan B, right? Plan B guy who's always been right in his analysis on his theory or whatever. A 32K Bitcoin in October, right? His theory or prediction or his graph says like what, 65K Bitcoin in October. That's not even close. If Enron and Lehman Brothers were one company, or they had a child, yeah, their offspring would be happening in China with Evergrande right now, sure. Yep. Right, they just like, they make capital investments. They don't care if the capital investments returning yields, making good returns, and they continue to borrow money, and then they make new investments. They're like serial investors, but they're just worried more about taking on more debt and having more projects. But that's not really a good thing, because eventually creditors are going to want their money back. They're going to want a return. So, hey, look at this RSI. This is interesting on Bitcoin. Are we doing this? Extending this trend line down. Well, you're not even close. That means way more downside, right, on the RSI. If you're going to go ever back test this breakout as support, jeez. Oh no, what happened? Oh, did my numbers get all screwed up? Oh, I know what happened. I know exactly what I did. Whoops. What a fractal though, right? That's fascinating stuff. Fascinating. Okay, so Bitcoin and Ethereum total Bitcoin dominance. Good. Take a look back at Bitcoin, Ethereum to Bitcoin. That right broke that demand line. Oh, that was, I'm sorry, thinking about Ethereum dominance. It broke this July 8th high and is dumping, and I think it broke a demand line and could go all the way back down to 5.7 million, especially if Bitcoin's selling off. Remember, like, that's why we think Bitcoin dominance is bottoming out. A lot of these 2 Bitcoin pairs are gonna plummet, because if Bitcoin's truly selling off and shedding a lot of value, the altcoins are gonna shed even more value. So they're going to underperform, meaning they're, 2 Bitcoin pairing lower prices. Probably it could go down to test the 200-day moving average for the first time in a long time. 5.8 million sats. Test 200 moving average for the first time since April. Yeah, possible. This is a huge pattern. Okay, so let's switch gears to the S&P 500 real quick. That turnaround Tuesday did not occur. What did happen though, with confirmation today close was what was once a support resistance from July 14th has been confirmed as resistance. It opened today 43.81 early, ran up, confirmed that was a resistance again, and then bled out, closing near session lows. And the next target, if we're talking about just support resistance, the next target's 42.58.
Lake Life tipped $21.14. Hey Mitch, really enjoyed the secrets to success in trading static video. Can we take a look at DIN on the daily? Is there an inverse head and shoulders with a symmetrical triangle from March through September? 0.00763263 ETH.
Sure. Ozat, I think it's like Australian Lake Life or Oz Lake Life. Thank you, dude. Appreciate it. Yes, we will. Look at Peloton. Negative momentum on the S&P 500 is at its highest level since November of 2020. RSI at its lowest levels today since, you guessed it, the COVID crash, March of 2020. So you'd say, oh, it's only crypto. Nah, it's not just crypto, man. Even though, you know, it's like, wow, it just made all-time highs. Bitcoin hadn't made all-time highs since freaking May, right? Or April. Yeah, April, I think. So kind of different there. But yeah, in terms of like daily time scales and, you know, the oscillators, it's, yeah, they're doing similar stuff to Bitcoin where it's like, dang man, it's been a long time since we've done stuff like this in a bad way. So you did break a crazy demand line that goes back all the way to the crash, or right after the crash recovery began, and there is no formal support until 42.58. So good luck. Where there was just, and you know, Federal Reserve or Jerome Powell speaking tomorrow. Is it Jackson Hole? So we'll see how the market responds to that. There could be an insane pump or something, right? If he's like, you know, their market participants are, you know, I guess using the stock market right now, the index funds, as a ransom, a form of ransom, and they're like, you better not, Jerome, you better not start tapering. If you do, look what's happening, you know, right now on these index funds, right? Market participants saying they need more drugs, more QE, more not tapering. Continue buying those bonds. We need it. We have to have it. So you're now, you know, like, what'd you do today? It was weaker than the S&P. It rallied in the morning and then dumped to pretty much the session lows or close. The lowest.
Bartley on BTC.
The lowest candle close since June 23rd today on the Dow Jones. Louis Gartley on Bitcoin. Thanks, Kingsman. Oh, well, yeah, okay. That means $17,000 then or something, right? That may not happen, right? I mean, has Bitcoin ever done something like that? No, not really. But, hey, maybe the first time. If we start tapering tomorrow, I do think that it's going to be really, really bad for the stock market. Okay, so there's support. I mean, it probably tomorrow, if stuff's not good, it'll go test 33,584 again. Maybe if things get real bad, it'll test 33,222. Just that wick high from March 18th of this year. But yeah, man, I would just proceed with caution. Yeah. 18 months of just number go up. NASDAQ composite. Trying to hang on to a support. Wow. Right, it fell below it yesterday, and it actually closed higher today than it did yesterday. That's a different characteristic the NASDAQ composite is showing than the S&P and the Dow Jones, right? Closing right at an inflection zone or point, right, from July 7th. I don't know if that'll hold. I mean, the S&P keeps rolling over. This thing will not hold. It will eventually dump down to 14,000.
Hey man, may you check out Dollar Roku. Thank you, King.
Yes, we will, we'll look at that. It's funny. My friends are at a rooftop bar and they took a picture of my place. That's funny. Hello, if you're watching. I don't think they're watching, but that's cool.
Cream dominance going up. I'm just saying.
Yeah, dude, cream's the new Bitcoin, man. It's the future, man. Thanks, Egg, for the threes. Russ 2000. I think what it was okay today. Yeah, it actually like closed higher than yesterday. It's okay. It's okay. Like a fruit fly's okay, right? Below the demand line. Negative momentum's at its highest point since July. There's no edge. Could continue to sell off. It's gonna do what the S&P and Dow Jones do. So then we want to look at the volatility index, which is still somewhat elevated. A little bit lower than yesterday, of course, but you can see towards the end of the day, the volatility began to rise. And yeah, I mean, I don't know how much weight we put on these support resistances.
Mitch, hope you are well. Can you look at AG? Garthy on the 4 hours/1D. Thanks for everything.
Yeah, AG, isn't that like gold miners or something like that? Something with gold. Yep. Look at AG and gold. Thanks, man. Oxygen futures. There's no way that's a thing. Only in the universe of Spaceballs would oxygen futures be serious. Remember the guy? He opens the can of air. Oh yeah. Pump it, dude. Pump oxygen futures. Alright, so just looking at the daily on the VIX, it's just there's so many areas where it reverses. It's just hard to be like, oh, it's breaking resistance, man, or it was an inverse head and shoulders, it was a double bottom. Nah, dude, it's just anything above 40 is when it's dangerous. It's super scary. Bots become traders. They stop investing. We're not even close to that yet, so it's just still elevated. It's down 5.33% today. Okay, so I guess we can get into some of these requests. Hey, more requests than yesterday. That's nice, dude. Remember, do not forget to watch that interview of Polity Webb and it was Scott Carney and me. You know, it was Polity Webb's kind of first introduction to this community. So I mean, like, you know, she does free consultations, man, on trading psychology. You can literally go to her website and then like email her and get a meeting set up with her, and it costs you nothing. And maybe that's exactly what you need. Maybe you got the technical analysis down and you're not executing properly because of fear, or you're not focused, or you're lacking in awareness, certain things in your life. Polity Webb will be able to help you with that. So anyway, what was this request here? The first one. Oh, terrible. I mean, like, I wouldn't be touching this for a while. I mean, I get what you're probably like, oh, I can eyeball a harmonic here, maybe, but we're gonna do anything. I don't know. I mean, it kind of majorly topped out. There's no edge. All-time highs on negative momentum. Lowest relative strength you've seen on the daily since July 22nd, which was a day after the bottom for the entire crypto space. Right, so Olivia would be like, hey, is that a harmonic? I mean, do you anchor here? I mean, I guess you could. 618, Cypher Shark. I mean, the 786 is literally right here. That's pretty wild, but I don't like the context of harmonics like this when they've already in uptrends like that. They've majorly topped out, and it's like, is it going to be that strategic? We'll see. I mean, keep your eye on it, but the problem with any harmonic is when the harmonic's near or at the pattern completion zone, the macro is so gross, and there's no edge on a significant time scale at all. Nothing. Yeah, truest true of real Gartley right here. Yeah, sure.
CA we check FTM. Retested 0.96. When moon again.
What's up, dude? Well, look. Thanks, man. Candle eye close. Yeah, that, I mean, that It's very interesting. I mean, it's a very interesting spot. One of the most interesting spots that exists probably on this chart would be right here at 32.43. You might catch a reaction there, but unfortunately, not on the daily nor the 4 hour is there an edge. There's no seller exhaustion implied at where there should be a reaction. There could be a reaction. But yeah, I mean, that's just, even without a harmonic, without even using Fibonacci, we could understand this is a level that is critical on this chart, where if you don't hold it, most likely $20 to $21 is the next level. Okay, that's it, man. That's it. Are people attempting to like try to tell me how I feel about things and stuff? I don't know, man. I'm just literally presenting data, how I see it. I don't think, is there any emotion in what I'm saying, positive or negative? I feel like we're talking about potential reciprocal ABCDs at inflection points and supports and 200 moving averages and stuff. And there's not many bids coming in on Bitcoin. There's just not.
An island bottom pattern.
An island bottom pattern on what? Bitcoin? Well, island bottom patterns, how can you even have an island bottom in crypto? That requires a gap down. And then a gap up afterwards. Eventually, after that structure of the island appears, then you gap up again. Kind of like, it's like a more complex abandoned baby, but the baby ends up being like a freaking hospital of babies, right? Same kind of principle. Okay, so that might be it. I mean, just pay attention to that level, because if that level breaks, then you could probably be straight up, straight down, straight up. So it could go straight down again to at least 23, but probably 20, because that makes far more sense as a level, right? More history, more bounces up and down. All right. We'll see. Next request. Another S coin. It did bounce off that level, didn't it? No, not really. It almost got there, right? Not much I can do on this one. I mean, it had its crazy run. The time to be requesting this asset was in mid-August, when it had breached back above the level. Flux, right? That was it. That was the spring. Pretty much back test of spring too. And then what did it do on a spring back test, or just breaking back above the inflection point? It ran straight, well, eventually straight to the top, consolidated for a while, and then broke out upward. It's great. And then hit all-time highs pretty much, you know, besides the wick or whatever, highest level, and has a high, then a lower high, and then the confirmation high that it's a lower high, right? That is confirmation that you are showing distribution, and you've dumped. And it's really not too bad. It's only down 2% today. Wow. But yeah, anything above 33 to 35 cents is okay. Anything below it, look out below. Look out to much lower levels. Straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. Didn't go straight down, up and down there, but you know the major levels. So I don't know if this is there an edge? Is there an edge on this asset? No, no edge, right? Like a low on price, then the lower low on price, then higher levels negative Momo, lower levels relative strength. You're not oversold. There's nothing implying that this asset will be reversing to the upside right now, at least on the 4 hour. Nothing. Daily highest level of negative momentum you've seen since June. And certainly no edge. Certainly no edge. So yeah, it's all about 33 to 35 cents. You hold it, yeah, you could attempt a rally on the daily. If you don't hold it, you could be going to at least minimum 25 cents, but really probably 12 cents. Okay. So Wyckoff accumulations, the whole chart, and is this phase E? Right, last points of supply, maybe. Maybe did. This dump really isn't that crazy, man. Bitcoin's only down 5% today. It's down, what, about 20% in 2 weeks? No, I'm sorry, 24% in 2 weeks. It's substantial losses in a very short period of time on an asset that was almost $1 trillion in market cap. That's crazy. I don't think there's any asset class in the world that is that size that could be that volatile. Nothing. Okay. All right, there's your flux. Okay, above 33 cents. Terrible below it. It already ran up, so if it corrects, continues to correct, you can't be that surprised. Think about flux from the successful spring back test, right? Percentage gained in 24 days, 409% on flux. So how could you even care now, right? The smart money got in, they made their 400% gains, they've sold, and they're waiting for a much better opportunity, probably. Next one that was a request is down even more since we briefly spoke about it. OMG down 15.23%. Was an anomaly yesterday. Was like 15% yesterday. Is bearishly engulfing today. Still above $8, but yeah, it's leaves a bad taste in your mouth after such a nice pump. Now a dump, catching back up with everything else. What's up, Grant?
Grant super chatted $49.99. Can you check out a bearish shark on lows? LW.
Yes, we'll look at lows. Thank you, Grant. For the friggin' 50, that's the largest tip of the day. So, thanks, man.
Hype in the chat!
No, that's not the one, E-turn. It's the one that literally has the same thing you just posted and you were wrong about, but C to D was an ABCD or reciprocal ABCD. It's in the book. I think it's online too, because all his books are all virtual too. So I could go literally get it, on my little bookshelf and show it on stream. Anyway, so hold or fold. These market conditions, man, it's hard to want to be holding anything, right? Trading wise, it's just you're just testing 40K and you're catching barely any bids. It's just you confirmed a lower high, a couple lower highs. Evergrande's defaulting. Lehman Brothers in China. October is upon us where major stock market crashes occur or have occurred. Everyone except COVID. I just don't know, man. It's tough. Really tough conditions right now. But at the same time, you talk about Total. Total's doing some interesting things at interesting levels. PCZ's a bullish 5.0's 200-day simple moving averages and critical inflection points from history. Dang, man. How does it not hold here? It's like, it may not. There's nothing implying on the oscillators that it will hold. You're not even oversold on the daily on crypto total, right? 35.89. You were in bearish control zone now. Anything below 40 is bearish control zone. You look left, it's the lowest levels you've seen since the bottom when Bitcoin's at 30K, July 20th. So I don't think there's any action to take on OMG. You just wonder, it's like if Bitcoin really continues to dump and falls below 40K and like violently dumps harder to like 32K because there's no support between 40K and 30K, really, this thing will never hold $8. This thing will go down to $650 and could go even worse. It could get worse, go to $450 again if Bitcoin wants to go to 30K. So that's all I can tell you about OMG. Still above levels, but it won't be if Bitcoin rolls over and crashes, which I'm telling you, below 40,000, you probably would get some sort of crash. All right, let's see. Next one. So what was it? I don't know, man. You had a really nice run. Think about it. Peloton, COVID crash, all the way to the buying climax, all-time highs in 300 days, 886% appreciation in value. Okay, and now you're like, is it an inverse head and shoulders? I don't know, man. I don't think so. I mean, you're at some levels here. I think that it might make more sense. It would be more conservative to try to look at it like some sort of shark where you hit an 886. 886 is way down here below major levels of support. But man, you had such a nice run. And now you've like, you know, you made a high and now you've like confirmed that high is extremely lower than the all-time high. I don't know, man. It's kind of like, so how do you strategize this, you know, as like a trade if you were trying to think about an inverse head and shoulders? I mean, like, well, is this the left shoulder bottom or is this one? I don't know. A very oblong, weird looking structure. To me, I wouldn't be looking at it like potential inverse head and shoulders, but hey, maybe make a higher low than the fourth low and everything will be good. Maybe you get down to $92 again, you test that as support. And maybe there's an edge. There's no edge right now. There's nothing implying like a reversal on the daily on Peloton. Nothing, dude. I mean, that was a great shark. Great shark rally. Reacted and reversed at the same time. That was it. And it's like it ran up and what did it do? Made a bearish 5-0. High to low. What did it do? It hit the pattern completion zone of the bearish 5-0 perfectly and reversed. Dang, man. That's perfect. And that's what we're talking about in crypto. Crypto total market cap, right? It's the same thing, except it wasn't 113%. It was an 886 retrace. The shark can be between the 886 and the 113. This is the same thing. Total is literally right at that PCZ where, you know, if the pattern was going to play out, it would look like this. This is the same level, 50%. Okay. So maybe like it comes down and makes a confirmation low here or something, but I don't know. Just a high, the highest high, then a lower high, then a confirmation that the lower high is in, and then it's selling off again. I don't know, man. 888% appreciation in value in 300 days, less than a year. I don't know. Maybe it's going through correction now. Bearish 5-0, beautiful. Next one was well, yeah, okay, so this was a beautiful chart. Okay, this one was awesome. We had a couple things we were talking about where one could easily interpret this as a cipher where the 78.6% retrace is it. This is it, man. All right, so this is where you should be reacting. Has there been a reaction? Not really. Kind of. And the same thing with the 786. There's an inflection point from January 5th, but we said it could be extremely prudent to wait until the 886 for a shark, because that's the literal bottom of this huge range, and it is an inflection point itself from March 29th. But the thing is, right now at the 78% retrace on Roku, you are showing 4-hour undeniable bullish divergence. But dang, man, the 4-hour bullish divergence is no bids, no one's buying. Bitcoin is tumbling again because no one's buying it, because inflection point's supposed to be for people to buy, but no one's buying at 40K. No one. You are 3, 2, 1. You have just confirmed the lowest 60-minute candle close since August 6th. You know, that was the lowest one of this entire sell-off this drawdown we've been seeing. So you just got a 60-minute candle close below that 40,665 area too, which is the major high from the beginning of the year. So you gotta think, it's probably gonna be with the macro, right? Jerome Powell comes in and says, hey man, we're not gonna taper, things are scary, things are bad. Okay, this is maybe where you react. Jerome Powell comes out and says, all right, we're done, we're tapering. The whole market sells off, gets wrecked. Okay, then Roku would probably be a better look at 293, 295. But yeah, divergence is implying a reversal soon, but it's not happening. Like, no one's buying it with this divergence. There you go, dude. It's Roku. Inverse Burr. Oh, it was silver, not gold, my bad. Critical areas, my God. Technically below critical areas. What was that? AG. Yeah, it's been getting destroyed. There's like a critical level from 2012, from 2014, from 2019, and here we are again. You're just chopping in between it. You don't really know. I mean, whether this is going to hold or not. If it doesn't hold, look out below. It's going to get wrecked, man. It's going to go much, much lower. But if it gets back above 1246, it could run all the way back up to 1454. Historically, that's exactly what happens when it gets above that level. Do I see an edge? I mean, you could probably paint some sort of harmonic, or try to anyway. Am I actionable right now? I don't think so.
Hey, Mitch,
below 1246,
please check
no.
out SPY on the weekly charts, bro. Is that bearish divergence developing? What do you think? Thank you.
Dude, the S&P has been like continuously showing bearish divergence, and it'll dump a little bit. Then just, I think there's intervention from central banks that caused a rally in equities, and then it just becomes kind of invalidated, and you pump more, and we'll look at it, sure. But on AG, it's all about 1246. Let's go to the weekly, man. I just don't. Nothing sticks out as like incredible, right? It had a really nice run, and then it had a buying climax and is dumping. It might be correcting, and it might need to go much lower. And that hidden bullish divergence played out, and then just no positive moment, dumped again. So just pay attention to 1246. That's all I can tell you, man. You're at this level where you could pivot and rally, sure, but there's no edge. Not really. Maybe you could try to argue on the RSI there could be hidden bullish divergence in development if it pivoted here, but we don't know, right? Look what it's doing on the weekly, testing that level as resistance 2 weeks in a row now, this week included. Sometimes there's opportunity all over the market, and sometimes, you know, Evergrande, one of the largest, real estate lenders in China, defaults, and then major cascading effects occur. Yeah, cool. Let's just take a look at, FTM was the next request. Here you go, dudes. Does that really look like something that looks like an opportune long on the weekly? Bearishly engulfing, down 15% today, pretty much. Kind of bearish divergence in the weekly from either high to the next high. Doesn't really look very actionable to me currently. But yeah, dude, sure. It did not test this candle high close on the weekly yet from May 3rd. think it's kind of like you kind of missed the run here if you were sleeping on FTM. Yes, it has officially back tested this wick high from May 10th, the top of the inflection zone, but it could go much, much lower. There is certainly nothing right now that's implying a reversal or continuation yet. Nothing. Just think about it. In the last 2 days, less than 48 hours, this asset has lost 35.68% of its value. Only in crypto. There's no other asset class that can do that. Yeah, man. Thanks for the got a few people watching. Thanks for the 1,200 people here. If you're enjoying the coverage of this sell-off, hit that like button, that bell, that sub. Sorry it's not under better conditions. But hey, you know I'm gonna be here, the good, the bad, the neither, right? Where it's doing nothing for 2.5 months, right? We'll be here. So it's tough to, with the selling just being so fresh, it's really tough to discern like valid opportunities based on everything we look for in the formula, right? The cake baking stuff. So there's your FTM. Yes, it's at these levels, but I don't know if it's going to hold. Nothing's implying that it will hold yet. Something could change, but let's see what happens. You caught some bids off of it initially, but if Bitcoin just keeps selling off and really closes below 40,665 and starts going in the 30s, this thing, you know what's going to happen. It's going to get obliterated. The next request, we're almost out of them, right? Oh yeah, Lowe's. I was asking about a shark on Lowe's. Hey, I like Lowe's, my god. But the level is certainly, seemingly high risk. A defensive stock like Lowe's is holding up to its name as a defensive stock. And yeah, there is a bearish shark here, sure. Bearish shark identified by Grant. Yeah, it's a perfect one, man. It's literally specimen behavior. Right, no candle closes really above that high from April 16th, the first one. That's why I have it plotted here at 208.86. And if like this is gonna play out, if you're gonna catch a reaction, it might hit the 50% retrace and then go again to go test these levels, and if things are good, might break them, right? But you know what happens when bearish sharks occur? From the low to the high of the structure, 50% retrace is where the bullish 5-0 exists, and that's exactly what we're looking at on total. The same freaking thing. But you know, you think about Lowe's is right here. Lowe's is right kind of at, before any reaction or big movements occurred, that's where Lowe's is in its development of this pattern. You get it? So this is not a valid long entry area. It's just not, man. This is high risk. This is exactly where a somewhat real reaction reversal could occur. Same time, I don't know, like market conditions stay the way they are and it somehow holds up and defensive stocks keep catching bids, it could go literally all the way to the 113% retrace before doing all the same stuff. You just got to know, like the 886, exactly where it is, it has been consolidating there. Not really selling off too much. Been definitely range bound since the 23rd of August. Right? Just like, I mean, the argument, total, if things were going nuts in crypto, it could have continued up to the 113% retrace and the same thing, but it didn't. It reversed at the 886. Right? It's a zone between the 886 and the 113% retrace on the sharks. So yes, good identification of the bearish shark, Grant F. All right. Not much help though. There's no real bearish divergence too much on the oscillators. But if one was trying to short this, they would probably just have a stop marginally above 212. that D point. And they'd probably be trying to take profit at 196.74. The trend is stupidly bullish. It's really bullish. So like a bearish pattern, it may play out, but maybe it goes to just turn into a bullish pattern and then outperforms because the trend's so bullish. So there you go, man. Good news, Bitcoin, at least for now, is trying to get back above $40,665. Just for a second anyway. S&P, oh, the spider, which is the ETF of the SPX. That's how you buy it. Like, you know, you're not going to buy the SPX, you're buying the spider. What was the question? Check out the weekly on the SPY. And this is the last request, so we'll be able to go back to Bitcoin to check it out in a second. One sec. Someone's like blaring their music at a stoplight outside. The bearish divergence, dude, it's been bearishly diverging for like over a year. I don't know, a year, man. Since December, it's been bearishly diverging, right? And then it's like, then no selling occurs, and it shows negative momentum, and then it rallies again, and then shows even lower levels.
Similar to OMG and being animally, but isn't bearishly engulfing like OMG. Thanks, man.
What's up, Leggy, dude? Thanks, man. We'll look at it.
How is Hex holding up?
Better than like everything else, kind of. Thanks, dude. We'll I don't know, that's not a request, so anyway. There was no bearish divergence too much on the RSI. I don't think you could have made any argument. No, it was like its highest level every time. It keeps making higher highs. But sure, from this level to this level, but how do you even discern it? Because what about this one? Yeah, it was bearish divergence here, then it dumped and then rallied again, made higher highs. Oh, is this bearish? It's just like you can't really discern it. And the MACD was definitely very difficult too to discern. Oh, now it's bearish divergence. How can't you can't do it? Like you can't use like bearish divergence on the weekly and the SPY because I think the Federal Reserve intervenes and they buy bonds, and the price of this entire index fund is being propped up artificially. It's bullcrap, and it's really tough to use traditional technical analysis in those type of conditions, especially if you're looking for a top or a reversal. Right? Overwhelmingly bullish trend. Okay, well, bearish stuff, bearish indicators just don't perform as well in those conditions. Hey, Bitcoin's back above 41K for a second. Nice. You gotta hold 46.65, man. It's so big of a deal. All right, let's go to Cello. Cello looks incredible. Yeah, like unreal. Wait, that's the weekly though. Weekly looks pretty good, man. Jeez. Is there another chart though with more data? Come on. There's gotta be. Not really. Wow, what a Gartley on Cello. I guess it's newer-ish, maybe? No, it's not newer-ish. It just got listed on... It's got more data, but I'm not... Looking at the data, it's really not that prevalent. And it's not going to mess with this analysis, because the highs are about the same. Okay, so let's look at Cello together.
Check out the Hex ETH pair. It's yeeting at way to number 2 market cap. You all are missing it.
So for people caring about Hex so much, have you even made money? Like, yeah, anyone who owned Hex and is obsessed with Hex and treats it as Jesus now, like, you should be rich beyond your wildest dreams. How you like tipping $5 to look at Hex? Figure those would be the richest freaking crypto people that exist, man. I'm just saying, like, it's real. It's like you can read, right? Everyone else is going by the rules. Why people that own Hex don't follow the rules? I don't understand, man. Anyway, so crazy range, really tough to be like, oh, great low risk, high reward opportunity area for a long on Cello, dude. It's at the top. It's at the top of the zone of inflection. So if it breaks, it could be insane. All right, the top and then the bottom down here. Wow, So nice higher low, nice hidden bullish divergence, but it hasn't broken yet. If it breaks, you would probably just go where this wick high is. We could use Fibonacci if you wanted from the high to the low point of the range. Look what it did when it broke out. It hit the 1.618. That's probably where it'd be headed again. 1078. Everyone's rich, but it's locked for 5 years. Come back to me in 5
Greg
years.
Key super chat of $49.99.
Don't know if that's gonna end well.
Okay, Lee. Yes, I have made 2.2 million, so here's $50 there, lol.
All right, we'll look at Hex now, Greg. Thank you, man. Thank you. Okay, so there's no breakout yet. You get it? On Cello, what was what you said? Similar to OMG being an anomaly, but isn't bearishly engulfing like OMG. No, it's not. It's up 6.39%, testing resistance. Kind of harder to, how do you strategize a stop loss on this? It's kind of impossible to strategize a stop loss here, really. Because as long as it makes a higher low than the previous discernible low from September 7th, it's fine. It could go all the way down to freaking 450, pivot, make that higher low, and then run again, and then break out upward. Crow is like, how do you even set a stop there and make it equitable? You'd have to be swinging for the freaking real fences up there. Okay. Yeah, we can look at Hex now for Greg. That again is fine. It's up 1.37% today. After failing to break the 423, this is what's beautiful. I love about it, man. Dang, it is respecting these Fibonacci extensions. You know, this is like from that high to the low, excluding the wick. From the high to low. That is how I have this Fibonacci. We've had it. Okay. Spent about a day regarding the 1618 as resistance. Spent a little time with the 2618, blasted 3618. I don't know. I mean, like, there were days where you hit it and you pull back before eventually breaking it. But yeah, you are at that, testing that 4236 again. But when you sell off, only bids come in. And remember the shark? Oh, I love that. I love the higher low. Ooh, that's so nice. But we talked about this yesterday or 2 days ago. Whenever the last time I looked at Hex, we talked about this higher low than previous lows, how good it looked. And it did nothing today until kind of like now. Until now. Its target's 50 cents again. I don't know if you'll break it, but at least when we did look at, God, look at this. Illiquidity. If it did break 50 cents, the target was like 54. Yes, 54 cents minimum, and then 59 cents. The 1272 and the 1618. Those would be your next targets. And then your 2618, 74 to 75 cents. Go figure, right? So it has confirmed a top, but has not made a lower low after forming the same high at the outer fib extension, the 4236. So looks better than like literally everything else in terms of higher highs, higher lows, but there's no value here or anything. Hey, look at that. Bitcoin could not hold prices above 40,665. Volatility is picking up, man, and it's not good right now. Not good volatility. Wiping people out both ways, then dumping further. Here's your Hex, man. Up and down. Dude, alright, so this is like Hex on this 4-hour candle has swung 12%. 12% in less than 4 hours. Alright. So here it is. Like 60 minute, who cares? Look at the 4 hour. It's awful, dude. It's terrible. There's no relief in sight. The only thing you could talk about that might be something, which doesn't even matter because assets can remain oversold longer than you could even think. Look at this RSI. You are at 18.7. You have not seen 18.7 in over a year on Bitcoin. You have to go back to September 4th. And September 4th, Bitcoin saw 17.26. And then after that, oh my God, you have to go to the COVID crash where it saw 11 on the RSI. So it has been a long time, man. since conditions have been this bearish on the 4-hour time scale. And why are these plotted? Because they signify candle high closes on daily time scales. 40,665 is the January 8th all-time high. And then everything correlated afterwards to that level. Look how many times. And again, and this time it may not hold. It's trying to, but not really. It tried for 60 minutes and is beginning to kind of roll over again. Yeah, and it is almost like a perfect fractal of what we saw at the beginning of the year, right? The first 5 months. That's kind of, yeah, that's what's going on, man. It's not good. You see it, right? 1 and 1. 2 and 2, 3 and 3, 4 and 4. 5 and 5, 6 and 6. So 6 is the big wave down, the major markdown. And we understand historically, if 40,000 doesn't hold, if this zone doesn't hold, the only thing that's almost ever happened besides, one time 37.5 you pivoted and rallied, 36.5 you pivoted and you sold off to test the low again. So there's a midpoint, 35K. Couple times in history has been, kind of an inflection point, but normally, historically, up, down, up, right? Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So why not down again? It's very possible. What's up, Zong, man? Thanks for the 20. Yeah, we'll look at Maker if you want. All right. Thanks, dude. Probably, dude. Yeah, probably.
Jerome announcing tapering would be economic suicide, I think. Markets are already shaky, that would just cause even more panic. Hopefully K continues, otherwise I just see more capitulation.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting because they right? Central bank's been talking about tapering soon, but the equities market participants are holding the entire macro hostage, and we just looked at it earlier in the stream. Like, that's, you broke critical supports, you broke demand lines that go back to COVID crash. I mean, things look like they could roll over. All right, so Maker was incredible, man. It was a beautiful shark pattern, or I'm sorry, a bat pattern. It was like a Gartley bat. All right, it had a reaction low, reversal low. It was gorgeous. It ran up and hit an aggressive target, not both, just one aggressive target of a harmonic, which is C. C and A are normally, one goes long at the pattern completion zones, maybe on the second test, 1 time, 2 times, right, confirmation low, and they ride it most of the time, especially if they're aggressive as traders, will be riding it up to at least the C point. That'd be one target, and then eventually it pivots and it runs again to the A point. Market conditions were not strong enough for it to get to another target. And it's dumped and lost almost everything, and it's done a complete reset. All right, so now you might be talking about weird deep retraces, aren't we? Good God, from that previous discernible low to high. I mean, you're at an 88% retrace. There's a zone of inflection from February and March. You're there. But how could it, I mean, yeah, dude, it could pivot here and rally. It won't, though, if Bitcoin can't hold 40K. It will go to the lowest level you've seen since June 26th. It'll go down to $2,000 or less if Bitcoin doesn't hold here. So we gotta wait and see if there is any sort of reaction at 40K. There has been none. There was a reaction, excuse me. There was a reaction yesterday. It bounced, held up for, less than 24 hours, and it's already rolled over and made lower 4-hour or 60-minute closes, way lower. Lowest 60-minute closes since August 6th today. Lowest RSIs on the 4 hours since August 6th, right? This is like almost knife catching stuff, because there hasn't been a real reaction at inflection point. You're kind of bulldozed through it, chopping through it, absorbing the remaining demand almost on Bitcoin. So I would like more data. I'd like a confirmation low like Maker got, right? Where it was like in the harmonic, on the harmonic, right? You had an 886, 100%. Okay. Then the second time with that pivot, 886, then it got you above the inflection point. A low, a higher low, a third, another higher low, and it's back above an inflection point. Oh, I like this one. None of that's happened right now. It just made like a substantially lower high than the previous high back in May, and it's just right back at these levels again with no edge, really. Sure, maybe if it pivots right here, it could start to, you make an argument for RSI bullish evidence, but look at the daily. Look at the daily where it's not even over. It is just, oh wow, it's oversold as of probably the past 2-3 hours. 28.84 on the daily, lowest levels you've seen since the COVID crash. Get wrecked, maker. So daily wise, probably coming down to $2,000 again. Thanks for the 500 likes. Yeah, appreciate it, man. Couldn't expect any likes. I mean, I can't even expect 10 likes on days like this. So, hey, some days come in here, holy crap, dude, the whole market looks like it's going to reverse. All these altcoins at 886s of pattern completion zones of harmonics, and that was like 2 months ago or a month and a half ago, and they had runs up. Bitcoin ran up, and then it's like, okay, now a lot of assets hit all-time highs. Some barely launched. Some were adequate. That's the haves and the have-nots of the cycles in altcoins, right? Some underperform. They begin to pivot and take off, but they underperform bad. Then some go up, hit 50%, 618, 786s, and then they dump. And then some go to all-time highs and beyond. It's unbelievable, and then they dump. But then Bitcoin is the one that ushers in the dump of all of them. Hello? Oh, dang, man. The set ended? Wow. So we got 32 minutes till your daily candle close. Thanks for watching. Not trying to scare people or be negative or pessimistic, but you understand if you watch this stream or you care about investing yourself and learning about actual swing trading and what you identify for long, you have to understand why I'm cautious and not saying there's anything actionable right now. Because you're at an inflection point and you're testing it for the first time ever, and it's a pretty pathetic trash test. I mean, this is it. You never tested it before. Market participants finally, as of today, yes, today, are trying to figure out, is there enough demand to keep this price propped up above this level? Not right now. You're just at it. You fell below it earlier and some bids came in, but barely any. So it's all about 40,665 because it was created as a high January.
Noise!
Can you look at Zillow?
Zillow, yeah, Kings. Also, thanks for 20, dude. Sure. Yep. Let's get some more data. It's never been a support before, ever. It's still, even today, while testing pathetically, it's still not a support yet. We don't know. Market participants are trying to find out. Soul searching today. Well, Zillow had its run, it's fun in the sun, and my God, man, it's had a buying climax. It might be time to correct for a while, dude. All right, what did this thing do since the COVID crash low? It went up, appreciated in value, 935% in less than a year. Only, 11 months, right? Almost 1,000%. And then it had a buying climax, right? A major run up. Maybe that's an exhaustive gap right there. Yep, high volume. And then dumped. And now it's like, yeah, it's selling off. It's bleeding out, Smart money is probably just methodically fading every pop. Like, what am I supposed to... Did you ask because maybe it looks like a wedge or something? I don't know. We'll screw around with trend lines. What else we got to do, I don't know. It depends where you anchor, right? If you anchor like that, sure, maybe it's a wedge. What are you omitting these? If you plot like this, it's probably just a channel. Yeah, it is kind of just a channel like that. So the only support you have that makes much sense, at least a swing low, is a low back from October of last year. You're near it. You're probably asking about it because you're saying, hey, on the 4 hour, you're probably seeing some sort of potential double bottom. But has it made a higher high? Has it done anything yet? Daily, you could try to say maybe a little bit of bullish divergence. Okay, well, you got a supply line that you need to break. And if it did break out, I mean, would you use your Fibonacci from the crazy buying climax? Or would you just use it from the top of the structure? That would probably be way more conservative because you'd be trading some sort of channel breakout from the high of the channel to the low point. You could probably target way more conservatively, like 124.50 if it broke out, but it hasn't yet. It hasn't even made a higher high locally. Let's wait for Jerome Powell to speak tomorrow. I want to see if that helps with the direction of this market. No bids anywhere to be found.
I have some 30-minute bulkish divergence hopium on Bitcoin. It's the best hopium I got at the moment. Take it or leave it.
Alright, I'm leaving it. Thank you, Egg, for the declined hopium. Where Bitcoin is now, I mean, it's testing 40,665.
If stocks normally crash in October, then crypto correction would continue, or would you say current stock pullback is what would have happened in October, therefore October pullback won't occur?
Well, there is another stat, I think, too. Someone could back it up or refute it, but when stocks don't crash in October, they actually a lot of times outperform and don't do too bad. So what I say, current stock pullback is what would have happened in October, therefore it doesn't mean no, because last October, did we really get much of a pullback? Or any October where crashes didn't occur? Not really. Based on what I just said about that stat, that non-crashes, it's okay. October's a decent month. Anyway, maybe have an alert set up, right above $100. $100 is going to be a supply line breakout and a break above some sort of minor high from August 27th on daily. Gross. Literal gross. You can't say we're not at extremely critical areas. Problem is, we're actually breaking critical areas bearishly right now. As I'm speaking to you, you're technically lower than that candle high close from January 8th. You're below it. And there's just no one buying. There's like no El Salvador, they bought and they're just continuing to lose. Anyone who buys is just getting wiped out by whoever the market participants are that want to push this thing lower. I mean, you could spend time broken down. It's a very real possibility in 25 minutes you get a candle close lower and it's a technical confirmed breakdown with that form of confirmation. But then tomorrow there might be zero fall through price action where it rallies right back above and it fakes everyone out, just like you got down here July 20th and 21st, where it had a technical breakdown, lowest candle close since the beginning of the year, January 1st. Oh no, it was it, dude. And then a huge bullish engulfing candle got you back above the critical levels, and then a run began to the top of the range. So it's not about the breakdown, even with a candle close confirmation. It is always about the immediate fall through price action you receive after the technical breakdown, which is occurring right now. Okay, you have to keep that in mind. Substate home dev, JMob. What's up, everybody? Good as I haven't really been able to engage with y'all too much because we've just been going, man. It's like there was a decent amount of stuff to talk about. It's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of crazy amount of fear. And I've been live for an hour and a half now. Wow, time flies when markets are getting wrecked, huh? My rug back? What are you talking about? I never lost my rug. Huh? I don't know what people are talking about. Anyway. Yeah, I talked about a rug. I have 2 rugs in here, and you know, I'm trying to get a custom-made rug, but I thought it was like a rug pull joke, but you know, the rug's getting pulled on the entire market. You know, any market participant's getting rug pulled if they're holding this asset long term right now. I mean, every market participant that's been holding, you know, even from much lower levels like $3,000 to today or the past 2 weeks, your account has lost 25% of its value. 2 weeks, 25% gone.
You check out OHM/die. Pretty wild. Thanks for all you do.
What do you mean? Yeah, you did. You met it, dude. We looked at this recently. What's beautiful? Beautiful. OHM. Never quite got to that 886. Seems like it saw the 786. Happens sometimes. Very close to a colossal breakout. Right, that's a huge deal. If OHM can break above $657, there's really nothing that exists as a resistance until $1,056. Wow. You're in the midst of a bullish engulfing candle. It's up 18.43% today. This is not what crypto looks like at all, right? It was a good looking chart, but it's continued to run, and it's poised for a breakout. I don't know if it's going to break out, but it's about to test it. That's it. I mean, you requested it, and all I can do is tell you about a critical level that you're getting close to testing, and that's it. Because it's all about the levels when there's no action to take, when it hit a 78% retrace, almost an 886, and ran from there without a confirmation low, just a reaction. It was nice though. Specimen. Yeah, it could become a huge W. Exactly. It could, and it's like, that's what I'm saying. This is what happens when you break a B point. This would be a B point. Talking about wave analysis, if this broke B, or it would be B of this pattern, the target would be an 886. Like, this asset could eventually run all the way to 1337, and it just paints a huge other pattern. So that's at the same time you could be like, it's some sort of dragon. Right, it already broke out. Right, it broke out, and even back tested the breakout of the dragon before running. And the dragon, you know, historical. I mean, context. You're just looking 1056 if it breaks 657. Straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. So it could go straight up again. Okay, cool. Less than 20 minutes, and Bitcoin looks terrible right now. Breaking down. You will have confirmed bearish breakout in less than 20 minutes if all stay the same right now. God, what an awful song. This one sounds almost the same. Holy crap. Okay. So, I guess I'm just going to get out of here. Well, I mean, never mind. I can't get out of here because Bitcoin decides to really start dumping. Of course, right? Asia's awake now and they're dumping. They're certainly dumping right now. There's no edge. There's nothing a swing trader can do in this market right now but wait. Wait. 18. It's been literally over a year since you've seen levels this oversold on the 4 hour. Yeah, no, all the on-chain analytics was really, really bullish with accumulation and stuff. But yeah, the price now doesn't really look that great. Yeah.
Hey Mitch, hope you're having a good day. Can we take a look at Tate against the dollar, please? Thanks for all your great work.
Sure, dude. Remember, it was like $20, 20 United States dollar, not any kind of $20, right? So, not being mean, just being real, right? Like, you understand, like, if I looked at that, then all of a sudden anyone who tips $14.71, I have to look at that. You get it? So you put me in a rock and a hard place, I guess.
A big shorting. Watching for nearly a year.
Enoch, thanks dude for the 3s. Thank you for watching for nearly a year, my man. Zynga's back at that level, right?
Zynga is looking hot, 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 hot. Cheap, cheap, cheap. Can you take a pic?
Man, it just blasted through that level, man. It looked good, but now it's just like not good. It broke the freaking support. It's at its lowest freaking level since May 6th of 2020. We were identified this yesterday that it could be, but not when you don't pivot, when it... You can just keep paying attention to it on the sidelines, but breaking $8 could be devastating. Okay. Look at this. $8 is back from 2012. You get that straight down, breaking that to 588. You could go straight down again, or you could come down to 657 or 728 or 693. But all we know is you could definitely go substantially lower in price on Zynga below $8 long enough. Yeah, very bad. I loved it here. It was bouncing. I thought it was going to fill the gap. It couldn't do it. All right, I think the macro began to roll over, and now look at it, you know. You get back above $8, I'm bullish again. I love Zynga above $8. I hate Zynga below $8. It's like Bitcoin below 35K. I hate Bitcoin below, I hate Bitcoin below 40,000. I hate it. But I love Bitcoin above $40,000. Someone needs to update the meme of the guy who's like what is it? Bitcoin at 40K. Bitcoin at 40K. in January. He's smiling, right? Then Bitcoin at 40K in May. He's like, and then it's like Bitcoin at 40K again in July. He's smiling. Now we need a new one. Bitcoin at 40K in September. It's very easy to, augment or add to the meme, because it's like you're happy when it's at 40K, you're devastated when it's at 40K, you're happy at 40K, you're devastated again at 40K, man. You're unhappy, you're sad. Yeah, that's... All right, man, I think that's, we covered a decent amount today. Well, the problem is when you fall below $48,600, you just, based on history, know how bad it could be. Why is it like almost every time you truly, with confirmation, break below 40K or hold above 30K, you go straight up $10,000? That's what's really concerning about this level. And what's really concerning too could be that wave structure we talked about, whether either you call it a shark or a bat, it doesn't matter, because the pattern completion zone is the same, which is the 886. Could take you down to $32,000, and based on the historical evidence of price action correlation between 30,000 and 40,000, this isn't weird of an idea at all. This is extremely normal, okay idea. We'd look at this like any other asset that exists on the planet, breaking this level with this history. It could go to 32K, and it could be faster than you could ever believe. But I'm hoping that, hey, it's not about the breakdown itself that's happening now. It's about the fall through price action you receive. Tomorrow, we just blast back up above 40,000, 42K, and no problem, right? But that's just not happened yet. Okay, yeah, Cardano. Someone said they paid the difference, sure. Terrible, dude. It's like awful. Wow. Right? You couldn't hold. We knew, like, you couldn't hold 230, 240. You were going straight down to 188. We've made it. It's there. TA respected. If you can't hold one level, the only historical price action is straight up, straight down. Straight up, straight down. Okay, you don't hold 188. I will see you at 150. No problem, man. Why? Historically, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So 185 breaks, down. 150. That's it. Very, very, easy. And then you got a complex wave structure here, dude. Oh my God. Could you imagine something like this? Jeez. 886 here. If Bitcoin goes to 32K, Cardano's definitely going to $1.24. Yeah, man. Like, a really high probability. Same stuff, man. Could be going for a full reset. Bitcoin goes 32K, all these altcoins going to lose 88% of their value again from wherever they started, where they peaked out, and where they're going to sell off and retrace to. Yeah, but if you hold, right, it's all about the ifs of the levels. If you did hold 185, 188, you could bounce up to 230 to 242 again. But we understand it's only if Bitcoin gets above 42K or 40K again, which it hasn't yet. It's still below it, and you got 11 minutes till that's confirmed. On the daily and 4 hour, for that matter. Wow, Jules, have fun being a scammer that's banned. Wow. God, imagine, like, in these market conditions, trying to list and pump and dump some trash loser coin on the Binance Smart Chain. Imagine your life, dude. It's gotta suck so bad. And yeah, they're in their little loser Telegram group. They're like, hey, let's raid this guy. He's streaming crypto. Oh yeah, let's try to sucker in all the viewers. That's them. That's those people. Every day you get a different new loser coin. Yep, that's right. Says the guy watching me. Get wrecked, dude. All right, man. Your inflection point on total. Remember, 1.71 to 1.78 trillion. You're at it, man. You're at the 200-day moving average. Don't want to be breaking these levels based on straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up behavior. Dang, man. Below 1.71, you could eventually see 1.3 trillion again or lower. God. All right. Well, I'm going to leave y'all to it. I really appreciate the likes, love, support, contributions, everything in between. Thanks for watching. I know these times are tough right now when we have actual, very real developments occurring. Candle close breakdowns in less than 10 minutes. Lowest levels of relative strength in 4 hours you've seen since August 6th. Or I'm sorry, in 1 year. You have not seen the RSI this low in the 4 hour in 1 year since last September. So it's been less than, or it's been more than a year, excuse me. And you're just, we know how important it is. Pay attention, man. Not a joke area. But it's not about the breakout, it's about the follow through. So tomorrow you could just engulf and rally back above 40,000, 42K, and everything's okay again, but that is not occurring yet. It's showing some convincing price action below these levels. And remember, this was gonna be, right, the first time ever this area has been tested as support, right? And that's the whole point. It's like market participants don't know that it's a support yet. We know it's always been a resistance. We never know that this is going to be a support. And a lot of times they test. Sometimes market participants love it and it holds and a rally occurs there, but that's not going on right now.
Original wick off 28k was tested, which was the bottom of the first leg up. Wouldn't mean now 40k would be the level for this fractal.
Sure. Okay. Prove it with follow through price action. Prove it. You can't prove it yet. Stay till the close. 7 minutes. All right, I'll just run the clock out with total on, I guess. Okay, Chad, I'm gonna do what I can. Remember, go check out my the interview I did with Paul T. Webb and Scott Carney yesterday. It's on the channel. It's on the page. You gotta check it out, man. What else are you gonna do? I mean, as a swing trader, so much uncertainty, no edges, just dumping. So during the dumps, when there's nothing to do, all you can do, if you can't take longs, because 90% of trading is waiting. Yeah, 10% execution and all that, right? But and scanning and identifying technical edges. You just, if we don't have an edge, it's a great time to invest in yourself. Do that by reading, watching podcasts of the field you're trying to get better at, which in here would be swing trading, right? Less than 6 minutes, chat, all right?
Are we oversold on BTC?
Egg, I mean, you know, do I need to get you to the hearing department? Yes. Like just said, maybe less than 5 minutes ago.
I love the podcast, man. Please do more, maybe one with Crown. Interesting what is going to happen, what Asian markets will do after their 4-day annual holiday weekend.
Reda, thanks for the threes. I don't know, man. I mean, like, you know, it's like thought that might be good for people and maybe help the channel a little bit, but I don't know, like less than 3,000 views. I have 59. I have almost 60,000 subs, and I had less than 3,000 people watch this video. So it's like, you know, hey, incentives are real to do things. Like I do something, spaceship stream. People loved it. Oh my God, they loved it. All right, that reinforces and helps me, you know, and I saw it in certain aspects. I don't know. It's like I need a metric that like shows that it was good, that it was like, oh, it helped the channel, you know, helped people. So I don't know, dude. It was a new thing, and it's not really my thing, but did it because it was about the message that Paula T. Webb helped invent in the 80s, man. She helped invent it with Mark Douglas. It's not just him. It was her, too. She's the co-author of Disciplined Trader. So just like, I mean, what else can I do? '80 stream. I mean, the 8th of every month, but sometimes we forget about it and no one even brings it up. So I forget that it even existed. We have 3 minutes, so I'm just running out the clock, dude. You know, you ask for it, fine. You'll get it, dude.
Are we running into red light here with BTC?
I don't know how that is. It's not very relevant to the analogy that was made, right? Oh, excuse me. Dang, dude. You got the losers and their loser. What is it? Telegram. They're saying, hey, let's go shill our pump and dump scam. They want your money. They want you to buy into the asset so they can dump on your head. Don't buy the crap that's being spammed here. Don't do it. I will tell them, Brad, never tell you when to buy, what to buy. I will tell you never to buy that crap that's being spammed. Don't do it. Less than 2 minutes till a confirmed breakdown of a major inflection point on the daily. Yes, very, very bad. Bearish development. Here it is. Undeniable. Proof is in the trend lines, price action correlation historically to these levels.
Hey Mitch, can you check the 10/22 small cross for BTC daily?
I don't really do 10. I mean, you got the 20, you got the 50. Isn't it funny? Hey, dude, golden cross. Right? Nice, dude. Nice.
BTC volume profile seems to have
Right back, going
support
right
at
back
these
to a death
levels.
cross if this keeps up, man. What's up, OPM? Sure, I mean, like, duh, of course, right? Major inflection points, volume, it's congestion. It's a congestion area. Many things are happening at these levels. Because that's the only way market participants really know how to perceive areas that make sense to strategically long or short an asset. That's why swing highs and lows that are created for the first time, a lot of times, oftentimes catch reactions later in history. And yeah, of course, get to understand a volume profile being high here. Yeah. Doesn't it make too much sense?
So we get a death cross and pump and golden cross and dump. Interesting.
Yeah, dude, it's all lagging, stupid stuff. But hey, it existed. It was real. It happened. All right, 7 seconds, chat. Here it is. Did we do it? Oh my God, chat. Technically, listen to me. Technically, Bitcoin did not it did not close below the candle high close from January 9th. Or January 8th, excuse me. It did it. We held, man. Oh my God. Whatever, man. It's really not like cool. Traders did not settle up lower than that high from January 8th. They settled up higher. I wouldn't put too much weight on that. Let's see what happens today, man. Okay. Straight to 100K. Yeah, dude. God. So dumb. It doesn't mean anything. It means you didn't technically have a candle close confirmation breakout, bearish breakout on a daily candle close. That's all it means. This thing could just start dumping violently now, right? On the new day.
That 30-minute held I saw good quality Hopi.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, that Hopium lasts about 20 minutes, another 30 minutes, then it's all over. Right? Then it plays out and fails and dumps. There you go, man. All right, so I made it for the close, or made it to the close with y'all. Forget the moving averages, dude. They're all lagging. I think you understand where we're at, okay? If you don't hold 40K, you're going to probably 32K for a PCZ of a bullish shark or bat in time. If you hold, hey, great things could happen. You know, you hold 40K, you go to 43.7 again. You break that, then you're going up to 47K, 50K. Oh my God.
Keep what you're doing and telling it how it is. You're a real TA channel. In all the years I've been watching you now, I've never seen you shill anything to gain viewers like channels with higher views. Even the Hart interview was educational.
Yeah, educational to show how literally ridiculous some people can actually be. You know, I mean, arrogance. Not my cup of tea. Anyway, hey, but great asset that number goes up and presents bullish patterns. That's all I cared about. People looked at it differently. I was like, hey, let's just talk about the bullish patterns, and then it became like a huge infomercial, and that was not where I wanted to go. Just being candid, and I'll probably never bring on someone ever again because of that, in terms of like someone who's not technical analysis centric or trading centric. I'll probably like never bring on another developer of a crypto ever again because of that. So yeah, it was a learning experience. I learned a tremendous amount about me as a streamer and who I'll ever have on my stream again. Yeah, for sure. All right. Thanks for the kind words, though, Unemployed Baker. I appreciate that, dude. Wasn't that bad? Bro, are you watching? I don't know. Some people would certainly disagree with you, but we're all entitled to our opinions. Anyway. No, I mean, you know, Crown has talked about collaborations. I would love to be on his stream or do a home and home, or he's on one, I'm on the other. You know, we just hang out, shoot the S about market analysis and trading and all that stuff. But, you know, I mean, we got our own things. We're on different sides of the world and all that. So massive respect for him, for what he does. I mean, like, he's been around longer than me, technically. We shared the same home for like 3 days back at Hyped on Crypto. Hilarious. But I don't think it made any sense for him nor me to be a part of that, and that's why we have our own channels and we're doing our own things, because I think all he's trying to do is help give clarity to people out there on the internet using traditional technical analysis, as am I. That's all I'm trying to do. So that, yeah, there's no shilling involved of S coins, and there's no trying to appease the crowds. No way. All right, so Bitcoin's holding up here, right at the edge of the cliff. This is as close as it gets to the edge of the cliff. You have to understand that, right? We had to pull up a microscope to show it to you on the daily. Okay, so anyway, I will just leave y'all to it. Thanks for the likes, love, support, contributions, everything in between. Y'all are the epitome of the best in the space in terms of people that are rational, reasonable, and like using logic to identify an edge on the market so we can make money when it makes sense. Days like this are kind of just not those days. Even if a pump or dump happens here, we need more data. We always love getting confirmation lows. This is certainly not a confirmation low. You're just barely hanging on, man, by a thread. So I'll be back. Until next time, respect the TA.